In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about 3 things that will happen to you in your 20s, why they happen and how to handle them. I'm in my 20s, and trust me when I say that these are the things that I'm experiencing, and I've also noticed that a lot of people in their 20s actually go through the same thing. If you're in your 20s, do well to keep watching. If you're not, do well to send this to somebody who is in her or in his 20s. Thank you so much. So I'm sure that a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that 20s is actually a time of discovery for a lot of people. It is that phase where you're introduced properly into adulting. All of those things that you were doing when you were 18, 19, 17 were not really a proper phase of adulting. And I know that a lot of people were introduced into adulting at a very young age, but when you enter into your 20s, it dawned on you that you're no longer a kid, you're no longer a teenager, and you're now an adult. And it comes with a whole lot of things. And one of the things that is going to happen to you in your 20s is that you would start to have interest in a lot of things. You start to develop interest in a whole lot of things. And why it happens is because your brain is actually recognizing that this is the time that you need to be serious with your life. And if care is not taken, a lot of people would actually feel like this is a phase of confusion, because today you want to be this, tomorrow you want to be this, next tomorrow you want to be this, another time you're questioning why you're doing what you're doing and not another thing that you're supposed to do, or you're confident in what you're doing, but you see somebody doing something else and you start to give it a thought that maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It happens a lot, and then you need to calm down and take a chill pill, because it's not only you, it's happening to a whole lot of us that are in our 20s. But this is how to handle it. You need to understand that your 20s is actually a phase of discovery and not of confusion. But if care is not taken, you're actually going to dwell in confusion for the whole rest of your years. But if you know how to actually maximize this interest that you're having, you would actually use it to discover a whole lot of yourself. So this is what I'm going to advise. I would advise that when you have interest in doing a lot of things, explore and do them. 20s is not actually the time for you to box yourself into saying this is the only thing that I want to do. Now, this can be very tricky because you don't want to be found here and there and here and there and here and there, and you don't want to be found confusing yourself and other people, especially if you're into, career industry. You don't want to tell people that you're doing this today and another time you're doing another thing. So it can be very tricky. And you don't also want to bury all of your interest into doing one thing, saying that you don't want to confuse other people, you want to build a niche. It's going to rob you of a lot of things. So you need to actually apply wisdom. I'm going to advise, because that's what I'm doing. Anytime I have interest in doing something, I do them. But then I sit back to actually understand why I am doing this. Hope I'm not doing it because I see somebody else doing it. Hope I'm not doing it because I've started to compare myself with other persons and I feel like this is what is right for me. Hope I'm doing it because I like it. If I'm doing it because I have passion for it, I'll go for it. And then I'm going to let myself to also understand that I might learn it, not to implement it for now. There are a lot of things that you're going to learn right now that you would necessarily not use them for now, but you use them for later. But it is best that you learn them now, because they say that when opportunity meets preparation, then success is inevitable. So learn. That means you're preparing for an opportunity, so that when that opportunity comes, your success will be very inevitable. So the first thing is that you have interest in so many things, and I hope I've explained to you why it happens and how to handle it. The second thing that would definitely happen to you in your 20s is the feeling of being overwhelmed. Oh my God, I'm sure that you can actually relate. Your 20s is actually a time for you to feel overwhelmed, because it's a time where you're going to question everything. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel very exhausted and very overwhelmed, that's because you're mounting on a particular pressure on yourself that might not be coming from outside but from within. Now, there's a particular pressure that the society actually unknowingly or knowingly puts upon you when you're in your 20s, because that's the time where you have to figure out everything for yourself. That's the time where the society expects you to figure out everything for yourself. You figure out the husband you want to marry, you figure out the wife you want to marry, you figure out the career you want to do, you figure out all of those things, what you want to do. And so they expect us to, be able to articulate everything smoothly, like, oh, this is what I want to do. And many times when we say that thing, we're not even sure that those things, we just say them for saying sake. Now, to be honest, ask most people that are in their 20s. They don't even know what they want to be. They don't know what life is going to throw at them. They are just guessing. Nobody has it like all figured out. Nobody can say, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. And I'm very sure everybody's just trying to understand what they want to do, understand the things that they have interest in. So it's possible for you to feel overwhelmed, and this overwhelming emotion can come from the place of pressure that you yourself are putting on yourself. So you just feel very overwhelmed. You just feel very tired because you have a picture of the things that you want to achieve. A lot of people want to achieve. A lot of people, when they were in their teens, have already pictured that they would have achieved everything in the whole world when they are 25, but now it's not looking like it, and so they become very overwhelmed. I'm here to tell you that you're not alone, but I'm here to tell you that when you feel overwhelmed, it's okay to cry, it's okay to throw tantrums. Don't throw tantrums, that's going to implicate you, but it's actually okay to step out from the noise and step into yourself, step into God, and then receive your reassurance from God, and then He's going to direct your path again. Do it as many times as possible. There are times where it's every three days that I always want to cry to say, God, I don't think I'm doing enough, but I don't always hold back the tears. I cry. After crying and talking to God, I feel better again to actually start to grind. And then anytime I feel down again, I go back into the secret place to get my strength. I talk to people that I love that can encourage me. And then I'm back again like nothing happened. Trust me, you're going to be very confused, but don't stay in that confusion. The third and the last thing I'm going to mention that is going to happen to you in your 20s is actually the feeling of not being enough. Even though you're putting in your best, you know that you cannot do more than what you're doing, yet there'll still be that inner mind telling you that you're not enough, telling you that there's something that you're supposed to do more, there's something that you're not doing, there's something that you're supposed to do that you have not started to do, and many things like that. And so you start to feel like, I'm not even enough, I need to strive to be more. But the truth is that you're actually doing your best. Why that's happening to you is because the world actually has like a loud voice and it loves to compare. Now check very well. Many of the times that you start to feel that you're not enough is because you've seen somebody probably your age or not up to you doing some things that you would have actually loved to do. And so that comparison starts. Everybody in their 20s actually compare. Yeah, I'm not the only one. So that comparison actually sets in and you start to compare your journey with another person's journey. You start to compare your life to another person's life. Now, here's how to handle it, because here is actually how I handle mine. So now, the normal response for you at that point is for you to just maybe sit down and start to cry and start to feel like you're not enough. And they'll call it imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is the feeling of not being enough, the feeling that it makes you feel like you should do more things, you're not there yet. So this is how I turn it into my own benefit. So instead of me just sitting down there actually crying or feeling like or drowning in the thought of not being enough, I see it as a stepping stone for me to actually upskill, for me to actually learn, for me to actually be better. I want to actually see whether that voice will still linger that makes you feel like I'm not enough, because I'm actually doing everything that I can do to be there. So what I do is I see it as a stepping stone for me, because sometimes the voice may be right and sometimes it may not be right. But at every point in time, do not let your 20s catch you slumbering or sleeping when you're actually supposed to be working, grinding, and doing all that you're supposed to do. Because trust me when I say that this is like the foundation of your life that every other phase would actually build upon. So it's just like you're laying the foundation to what you're going to start to build upon in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and 100. Not let your 20s catch you being lazy. Do everything that you can. When you have imposter syndrome, use it to your benefit and your gain. Learn more things, do more things, explore more things, and I'm sure that you're going to be fine. I'm sure that we are going to be fine. Thank you so much for watching this video. If there are things that you actually experienced that I did not mention, do well to put in the comment section. And if you learned something new, do well to actually put in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.